All right, my name is Garrett Croslin. I'm a marketing major with a concentration in sales, and I chose marketing and sales and how AI is going to impact those fields because I personally am fascinated by emerging technology in marketing and sales, especially AI. Um, and I really focused on, of course, the two types of AI, traditional and generative AI, and how they play a role, not just today, but how they may play a role in the future in my industry and my field of study. So, traditional AI, to elaborate on that, is a bit more primitive. It's not necessarily what people think of when they think of AI. Most people think of generative AI, but traditional AI has been used for a while now and tends to be a bit more common because it relies more on pre-existing data to generate recommendations. For example, Amazon uses generative AI whenever you select a product. You may scroll down and see people also purchased or frequently purchased together, and that would be an example of traditional AI because it uses data based off of previous sales to then build the basket by showing a consumer other things that they may potentially want to purchase. To be more specific to what I'm doing at Lowe's, um, traditional AI is used on our end with not only our website sort of copying and following in Amazon's footsteps, but we also use it on the employee side of things with our devices where we can scan any item in the store and then click related items to see what else we could recommend to the customer to increase conversion rates on any product in the store. So I actually interviewed a coworker named Tara about traditional AI to get her opinion on it and her opinion on how she uses it and what she thinks of it. And she said that it's completely changed the way she approaches sales because now she knows what to recommend, even if she's never seen an item before in her life. She can recommend a grout brush with grout cleaner and then also recommend a specific type of tile cleaner as well. She can recommend a specific type of oil alongside gasoline for a certain mower, and it just greatly extends the amount of knowledge that each associate has about the products we offer and sell. Generative AI is more traditional in the sense of what people think of when they think of AI. Chat GPT is generative AI because it doesn't just pull from pre-existing data, it constantly learns and takes prompts and then spits back something completely on its own. So this, of course, is what's scaring a lot of people. And honestly, prior to this, it scared me a bit. But now I've realized that this is a tool that we can use and it won't really replace us. The only thing that will replace us are people who know how to use AI and other emerging technologies. So at Lowe's, we use generative AI in the form of the Milo Companion, which is a language model that allows us to essentially ask it any question about products, and then in turn, we can tell the customer. So it doesn't necessarily come from AI straight to the customer. And so we as employees sort of act as that barrier between the consumer and the feeling that, oh, well, this is just a computer telling me what to do. It adds a little bit more humanity to it and kind of keeps them from being a little apprehensive about AI recommendations. So, this being the more intriguing side of AI, I interviewed a supervisor who just recently switched from the paint department to the tools and hardware department. And of course, he's taking on this role at a very tricky time with the holidays being right around the corner. It is the busiest time of the year for the entire department at Lowe's. So he's getting a lot of stuff in that we've never sold before, and this is kind of where traditional AI hits a roadblock. If you've never sold an item in your store before, you don't know how to say people often buy this with it, or people often buy that with it. Um, Traditional AI has no data to use to provide any sort of help. So when I asked Michael how he uses it, he said, well, when I get a new item, I can ask the Milo companion what items would go with this, or what does this do? How does it work? And then he's able to merchandise it effectively on J hooks, on the shelf, in a side stack, near those other related items. So essentially, he's building the basket without even being there to recommend it to the customer. It's naturally just with the things it should be with. And that's fascinating to see how generative AI overcomes the shortcomings of traditional AI, but we still use both for different contexts to our advantage. I think the most surprising thing about all of this from this project was how to effectively merchandise brand new items, because generative AI not only gave him a way to figure out how to merchandise it, but it also told him, if these aren't really selling here, take half of that inventory and move it over to a different spot. And if it works there, shift almost all of it, if not all of it, to that section of the store. That way you can increase your conversion rate on that product. So not only are we getting help and advice on what to do, but how to do it. And then it almost gives us a continuous improvement process on how to increase the velocity of that item. So this just completely changed my perspective on AI, because at first I was a little bit apprehensive about it, but now I'm realizing that the more we use this and the more it improves, the potential is absolutely limitless. And really, it's exciting to be a part of this generation that's just now making it into the workforce with this emerging technology being in our quiver, so to speak, because previous generations haven't had this, and actually, most of them have had to develop it. So we're the first ones to really be able to prompt AI um, as efficiently as possible, and it has completely changed any reservation I had about AI in marketing and sales, and I am extremely excited to get into the workforce with this emerging technology.